So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lovely, lovely friends. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope this goes out live, and I really trust that you can hear my voice and see what I am doing in front of me. So, thanks very much for tuning in. Now, today is the 23rd of December 2021. So it's 23rd of December, and I just had the idea to bring you a few cards. Okay, so I will be doing live readings a little bit later today or tomorrow, live readings before Christmas. So make sure that you like, share, and follow the page. Follow the page because this is how you can be here with me while I speak, immediately as I come live here. So I'm going to bring you a few cards. So this is just a general tuning in with the energies for the 23rd of December. Namina is here. Thanks very much for being here. So it's good to have you here. So I'm using two sets of cards. One of them is the Earth Magic Oracle cards. This is a very, very beautiful deck. So that's one card I'm using. And the other one is, let me see, my old Spiral Tarot deck. And, quite a lot of them are still in the bag, in this deck, because I am choosing only the major arcana cards. And then as you can see, I've got the two decks in front of me. I have already shuffled the cards. So I'm just going to bring the very top, and I'm going to bring you two cards. So if you have a question, if you have a thought, tune in with your question and see where we are going. So I told you that December, this time of the year, is bringing me different ideas, and then just had the idea to try this. So why not? So here we go. So I'm bringing you two cards here. So Lauren is here. Thanks very much for tuning in. Let me know where you are from, lovely people, morning, afternoon, or evening. So I'm bringing two different cards for you in front of me. There, I have already shuffled them. So I'm just going to bring you one here. Okay. All right. Oh, it's quite interesting because it looks like as if it is upside down. Is it upside down? Let's just have a look. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Look at that. Look at that. So we got the new moon and the promise card. And let's see what the other one is going to be. I'm taking the top from this one. Reva is here from India. Good evening. Thanks very much for joining me. And then we have the abundance, the Empress card, number 3. Oh my goodness me. Aren't we just very fortunate to have these two cards with us today? So let me see. So today, the 23rd of December. Now what spirit consciousness is telling me as I'm looking at these two cards here, that don't mix what is really one way or another, because everything what we, just like how we are given these cards, everything what we are given, and then there is always a choice, there's always a choice. And then when we have a choice, just like here, I could look at this card or this card, the energy says that, take your time, which one you want to take in, which one you want to consider. We don't immediately or don't quickly or suddenly have to take all the options in front of us, and then just take your time, just like how I'm doing, looking at one card, new moon and promise, and then the Empress card. Now with the Empress, I immediately want to say, for some reason, I'm seeing a number 7 in this card. And then I feel that, if you are listening or tuning in, or even if you are listening on replay, there is that strength that, I have promised it to myself. I have promised it to myself. And then now I am going after the things, and now I am going to take it. I'm going to achieve it. I am going to take myself seriously. I'm going to take my opportunity seriously, So it's interesting. Look at the signs. I'm seeing number 7s here. And then at the same time, I also need to say, Sveta is here. Good morning. Thanks very much for being here. I also need to acknowledge the mirror, the mirror. Every time when I look at that sign, for me, it is a mirror, just like how us ladies, we look into the mirror and look at that, the new moon. Every time we look at the new moon or the moon, we are thinking about reflection, And then it's quite interesting because when I'm looking at the two cards, it looks like Yes, with the new moon, I'm always looking outwards. I am always admiring what is out there and what nature gives me, what is there, what is the new moon bringing, or the moon is bringing to us. Is quite lovely because we just had the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere. So it's definitely a time of new beginnings. And then if you listen to my conversation yesterday about the Capricorn, it's definitely that, that brings that energy. We don't have to wait for the new year to begin to really feel that strength and abundance. And then it feels that, just like how I have the mirror, which is the sign for me, the mirror over there in the corner, it feels, and then the number 7, it feels that this Empress, and that's your energy. You have already looked. And then it's, yes, I can spend time reflecting and being in the present and reflecting in the moment, but at the same time acknowledge that, I have done what I needed to do up to this point. Now let's see what else, what is out for me, what else is out there. Everything is around us by our feet. Just like how she has the abundance, the white lilies and the red roses, and then a waterfall behind her, So notice how beautiful actually the 2 cards chose themselves, how we have the water feature and then how we have the water feature, and then how much we are drawn to, when we are by the sea or by the water, and then when we see the reflection of the light, in the water, and then it's not just what is on the surface but what is deep within. Somehow when we look at any natural feature like this, we are really drawn to, because it's really bringing us into that wonderful, that wonder, that awe what we have in that very moment. And we just need to remember, as I put my focus onto the water and feeling the depth, that we all, every one of us have that depth, It's, yes, we can look at it, but okay, now let's see what I'm going to do with that depth, It's quite interesting because this card here is more, I am reflecting, I'm still gathering, I'm taking everything in, I'm ready with the details, I'm ready for the change, I'm ready for the change of seasons, and I'm also acknowledging, what is coming. Things can come quite easily and they can go out of our hands and out of our lives quite easily, just like the clouds, or just like the light is changing and shifting itself. But then, at the same time, we remember that what we are experiencing is already with us and within us. And then just like how we have it on this card, I am embracing. I know that the flow of energy, that inspiration, the consciousness is always with me, always behind me, and I'm always getting the backing. Notice how it's always I'm getting the backing. I can trust. Exactly, just like how this Empress is leaning to the side. Just notice, it's always that I don't even have to look at it and keep my eyes on that, and I trust because it's always there, it's always behind me. Now I want to take my focus onto the trees. For me, they look like trees, and then notice all the little baubles and all the decorations, all the things on the trees. I feel that in this very moment as we speak, these are the signs for the inspiration, and that's that is your toolkit, that is your everything what makes you inspired, and then you have those resources, and then it's things to do with your creativity, things to do with your ideas. And then notice, those ones are not immediately above her head or entertaining, but when the time is right, you just reach out, and then you know that it is already growing, and then it's not just one tree, but then it's the whole forest, and then notice just next to the water energy, the flow, so need to acknowledge. And then also the white dove, that's such a beautiful guidance what this card is giving us. Now notice what she's holding in her hand. For me, as I'm looking at this card, this becomes a watch. This becomes the time, and I'm feeling relaxed with the time. I've got all the time what I need or what I can have or what I really need to bring into my life. And then just notice how relaxed this Empress is, because yes, we can run around with the time and think about when we are reflecting that, oh, the moment is going to pass, the beauty is going to pass, what we spent time, that is going to pass. And then we might have that constant, oh, what is going to happen when we don't have that future, that beauty, and that person next to us. So we sometimes that energy of being attached or non-attached, or being attached to ideas or energies, or already feeling the sadness in our heart when we experience something beautiful, especially with a loved one. And then at the back of our minds, we can have that feeling that, oh, I really hope it's lasting forever, And when it is not lasting forever, then we are feeling left behind, or we are feeling let down, and not necessarily from the other person, but from the gods, and from the universe and everything. But then just remember, just like how this Empress is holding what is for me is a time, the time future. And it's never ending, and it's never ending. And we've got everything what we need, So even if you take your own timeline, your own life, you've got everything what you need to experience in your time, And then even if you feel that you are lacking something, then you need to know that we just need to remember. And also we just need to trust, just like how she's doing I trust, and then I lean, and then I'm relaxing, I am breathing. Notice that there is no tense, she's not tense, and there is no pressure or any of those elements, because she is trusting, And when we trust, then of course we see and we experience all the abundance what we have around us. The magic is behind us as well. And notice all the trees, the trees grow, the creativity and the inspiration, they grow by themselves, So we can have them in the form of shorter trees and then little bushes there. And then we can also have them in the form of big trees. The creativity, your inspiration and your ideas, they grow. Sometimes we feel, oh, we need to work at them, we need to work on them, we need to put focus, we need to put effort into them. But in fact, what happens is that when we acknowledge that they are there for us, for any time to use them, they grow by themselves. And then when you get the next inspiration, then, oh, I'm just taking a green, I'm taking a yellow, or I'm taking a bright red bubble of magic, And it's forever. Notice white lilies, for me, it is forever. That experience, being a human, is a very private experience for every single one of us, And then, yes, that white lily reminds us, especially the ones with beautiful scent, the ones which fill in your room. And sometimes you just have to be careful with those lilies, what type of lilies we bring into our homes, because they can be sometimes overpowering. But then just notice, just like the white lily, if we take the beauty, we really enjoy that beauty. But then, that when time is right, then the lily moves on. And when the time is right, we move on. So the real future here is that, you really cherish what you have, what you are, and what you are being. And then it's not just what I have as physically and materialistically, but then energetically, because once we go, we can't take all the physical abundance around us. So even though this card appears to be very, very embellished, like a lot of very fine details, but then it's not necessarily about the materialistic abundance, but then knowing that whatever we need, whatever we signed up as souls when we came to this earth, that is available for us, and then we are going to get it. Universe is going to get or give it to us when that is a time for us to receive it. Maybe she's the one who put every single red rose on her gown. really like an experience after experience after experience. Maybe this empress did not have that red gown at the very beginning of her time, maybe she was guided to collect her experiences, and through her experience she kept on, embellishing and decorating her own gown. A beautiful red and green combination. It's not just because, oh wow, it's interesting, we are talking about this just before Christmas. We got the green, the forever energy, and then the earthy red color, and then the joyfulness, and then abundance. The combination is really, really profound here. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful cards. And then, yes, one can go into the symbolism if choosing. I want to maybe focus one more thing on the white dove above my head. A white dove above my head. I am in charge, but I know that I am in charge in my own life. I am responsible for what I'm doing and creating in my own life. But at the same time, I need to remember that I'm always guided, always guided, and I need to listen to that guidance as well, My life is much more profoundly richer, more abundant when I'm listening to the guidance, the spiritual guidance, what I receive from above. So here we go. So today we had these two cards. Just had this idea to tune in with you here and being here and bringing you these messages. I'm just checking your lovely notes here. So if you are listening, if you are watching here on Facebook, thanks very much for joining in. That was my little take on today, the 23rd of December. If you are listening through my YouTube page, which is Zsuzsanna Medium, thanks very much for joining in and following and subscribing to that page as well. So my lovely friends, thanks very much for being here, because I can see you've been here from all different places from this planet. Thanks very much for being here. I'm sending you lots of love, many, many blessings, and tune in a little bit later, and then also tune in tomorrow. Lovely. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye.